What's on, guys? Just here back my channel. Tonight I'll be doing a review for Friday Smackdown. So let's get to it then with the segment with Logan Paul and John Cena and stuff. So here we go. We cut to the parking lot and Logan Paul gets out and makes his way into the arena, and then outside and out to ringside. Paul gets on the mic and talks about John Cena, calling him a parasite. Paul says everyone has a problem with change and not him. He says he's a disruptor and he's in the WWE to shake it to its core. Paul says he's responsible for WWE being on Netflix and he's invaluable to the WWE. He talks about bringing Prime to the WWE and he's the future of the company. He calls Cena the old era. Paul tells Cena to bring his A game as he plans on pushing Cena to his limit. Paul vows to prove that he is the future of this company and wrestling is changing and he's wrestling, and unless the fans accept him, they'll all be left behind. Cena interrupts Paul and comes out to the ring, and Cena calls Paul stupid and tells Paul that if we don't have the fans, they don't have the show. He tells Paul they'll never be left behind. As the WWE Universe sets the pace, Cena says Paul has so much potential, but Paul doesn't put any effort into trying to understand what the superstars actually do around here. He tells Paul that Paul is a wannabe, not a disruptor. Cena, shit. Anyways, I want to be a disruptor. Cena calls himself the original disruptor. Cena talks about his word live, says gives him a lesson in basic thugonomics. He calls Paul a Thunder Store's version of the Doctor Thugonomics. Cena talks about the top 25 influencers in the WWE and mentions that Paul's name wasn't on that list. He tells Paul that he's famous for the wrong reasons, and Paul's clout is fading, so he's here to make himself relevant again. Paul and Cena start speaking to the crowd in French, and Cena tells Paul he's a gimmick, and until Paul respects the business, the fans will always see him as a gimmick. Cena says he will show Paul how to respect his business. Cena apologizes to a kid in the crowd for having a bad day. Cena reminds Paul he asked for this match and tells Paul to polish his game because after Sunday, if he doesn't bring his A game, wrestling will ruin Paul and not the other way around. Alright, so Kelly talks to the Street Profits and B fans about their match against The Miz and Carmelo Hayes, and then Bo Dallas walks in and asks if they're actually a family like the White Six, and they'll find out who the Profits are brothers. Alright, so first match coming up. So what was supposed to be a tag? So it was supposed to be for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, which was Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss were champions versus Chelsea Green, Alba Fire. Before anyone gets in the ring, Green and Fire attack Flair and Bliss. We then cut a commercial break. We come back from commercial break and find out that Flair has been injured and can't compete, so it's now a singles match. So first match is Chelsea Green with Alba Fire versus Alexa Bliss. Bliss attacks Green outside the ring and then tosses her in the ring and hits a senton. Bliss slaps Green and slams Bliss into the corner. Green chokes Bliss against the ropes and kicks Bliss in the face. Bliss knocks Green out of the ring and then cannonballs onto Fire outside the ring. Green throws Bliss into the ring post and we get in commercial break. Alright, back from commercial break. Fire kicks Bliss as she lays out the outside of the ring. Bliss gets back in the ring and Green kicks her down. Green hits a missile dropkick and sends Bliss out of the ring. Bliss is slammed face first into an announce desk and Green then gets whipped into the barricades. Back in the ring, Green and Bliss trade punches and Bliss takes Green down and connects with a dropkick. Bliss hits a neckbreaker and covers for a 2 count. Green slams down Bliss and covers her for a near fall. Green climbs the ropes and Bliss flips her. Stupid thing. Flips her down and Green gets hung up in the corner. Bliss kicks Green to the mat and climbs the ropes. Fire tries to get involved, but Bliss kicks her off. Then Bliss goes for Twisted Bliss, but Green gets her knees up. Green goes for her finisher and Bliss counters and goes for Sister Abigail, but Green counters, but then gets rolled up and pinned. So winner is Alexa Bliss. After the match, Fire and Green attacks Bliss. Charlotte Flair comes hobbling out to make the save. Green and Fire beat up both Flair and Bliss. Alright, so Captain K talks to Sami Zayn and stuff about his match against Solo Sikoa tonight and stuff. And then we give Vivid Packs for Aleister Black. Wants to know where the world is to Damian Priest. And then we get to Kathy Kelly talked to Damian Priest about his match. Whenever his match, whenever talks about Lazar Black, what he was saying and stuff. So, anyways, and after that, the second match is Mitchell versus Kiana James with Julia. We get the bell, and James tries to smoke Mitchell with her briefcase, but Mitchell rolls her up and gets the win. So, winner is Mitchell. After the match, after the match, Julia and James attack Mission, and Julia kicks Mission out of the ring and then comes out for the ring to slam Mission into barricade. Julia slams Mission face first into steel steps, and that was it. Then we see Drew McIntyre walking backstage before about and try to call out Randy Orton and stuff. So, anyways, Drew McIntyre makes his way out to the ring. We come back for commercial break. Commercial break. McIntyre asks where Randy Orton is, and then gets in the ring with the mic. McIntyre calls Orton, who obliges. McIntyre asks Orton to hear him out. He wants to know if he attacked him last week. For him, that's cool. But if Orton attacked him because he thinks Cody Rhodes is his friend, then that's not cool. He tells Orton that Rhodes isn't his friend. He tells Orton that Rhodes only talks to Orton for intel, and that's why Rhodes beat Orton at King of the Ring. King of the Ring. McIntyre calls Orton an idiot for thinking Rhodes is his friend. Orton says McIntyre makes a compelling argument, but Orton says he dropped McIntyre last week because he thinks McIntyre is a prick. McIntyre knocks down Orton with a Glasgow kiss. McIntyre goes for a Claymore, but Orton moves out of the way and then hits his draping DDT on McIntyre the road. Security runs down to stop this fight. Orton RKOs the officials that came out to break up this fight. Orton goes to pump McIntyre, who rolls out of the ring, saving himself. Then we see Carmelo Hayes and Miz backstage and stuff, and then talk about we're not winning and stuff. Then Bo Dallas comes by and tells him he is in reality and all that stuff. So yeah, then Nick Aldis goes to Orton backstage. Orton gives Aldis a fireball. Archer comes in and asks if he's going to drink it. Then Aldis says he will. Honestly though, that fireball drink is so good. I'm talking about the new one, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, third match coming out. The Street Profits, Andrew Dawkins and Montez Ford, B-Fab versus Melo, The Miz, and Carmelo Hayes. The Miz and Ford start off, and Ford gets The Miz in a headlock. Ford does some gymnastics and then jumps over The Miz and knocks him down. Dawkins is tagged in, and The Miz is double teamed. Hayes tags himself in, and Dawkins takes them both down. Dawkins splashes into both The Miz and Hayes. Dawkins smacks Hayes, and The Miz trips up Dawkins. Hayes knocks down Dawkins with a springboard leg drop, and then we get commercial break. And then back to SmackDown. Hayes has Dawkins on the mat, and then tags in The Miz. Dawkins is double teamed, and then Hayes is tagged back in. Dawkins is double teamed again and covered for a 2 count. Dawkins starts punching Hayes and The Miz, and Dawkins then drops Hayes with slam. The Miz and Ford are tagged in. Ford hits a crossbody on The Miz and then clotheslines The Miz. The Miz is hit with a back suplex, and then Ford hits a standing moonsault and covers The Miz, who kicks out. Ford kicks The Miz, and The Miz hits a DT on Ford and covers for a 2 count. The Miz goes for the skull crushing finale, but Hayes tags in. Ford doesn't see and hits Frog Splash on The Miz, and Hayes comes off the other turnbuckle, and Frog splashes onto Ford and covers him for a near fall. Hayes and Ford trade punches, and then both are laid out on the mat. The Y6 come out, and The Miz is distracted. Dawkins lays out The Miz, and Hayes is double teamed in the ring. The Street Profits hit the Revelation and gets the win. So winners are the Street Profits. At the match, the Street Profits and B-Fest stare down the Y6 in the middle of the ring. Then after that, Timmy Stratton flips her backstage. Then Jay Cargill comes out and tells Stratton that she's the number one contender until she'll prove they are not the same level and stuff. Then we see Solo Sikoa and Jason Mateo, Tagaloa talking in the parking lot. Sikoa says he will beat Sami Zayn tonight. And then main event coming up, United States Championship match. Solo Sikoa, who's a champion with MFT, Tonga and Tagaloa, and Jason Mateo versus Sami Zayn. We get the bell, and Zayn and Sikoa lock up. Sikoa hits Zayn with a crossbody and strikes. Then some punches. Sikoa is tossed out of the ring, and Zayn pretends to suicide dive out, but stomps himself. And then we go commercial break. Back to the main event. Zayn and Sikoa train punches, and then I didn't say that right. And then Sikoa slams Zayn's head into the canvas. Sikoa headbutts Zayn and punches him in the corner. Sikoa hits his running hip attack and covers Zayn for a near fall. Zayn punches Sikoa several times and Sikoa comes back with a strike. Sikoa gets knocked over the top rope and Zayn hits a swanton bomb to the outside of the ring. Tonga Loa and Jason Mateo attack Zayn while Sikoa has the ref distracted in the ring. Sikoa hits a spinning solo on Zayn and covers for another near fall. So Jimmy Uso runs down and attacks Loa and Mateo. Mateo and Loa knocks Uso down and this calls out Jacob Fatu. Fatu comes out of the crowd and attacks Tonga Uso and Fatu take out Loa, Tonga, and Mateo in the ring. Stupid thing. In the ring, Zayn hits the blue thunder bomb and covers Sikoa for a 2 count. Uso and Fatu are still fighting the entities outside the ring. Zayn misses a lubricant when Sikoa rolls out of the ring and then slams down Zayn with a spinning solo onto the announce desk. And then we get a commercial break, which is the last commercial break for after that. We come back from Smackdown and then we see Sikoa and Zayn on the top row and Sikoa gets Zayn on the shoulders. Zayn counters and hits a sunset flip powerbomb and covers for a 2 count. Zayn climbs the ropes and jumps at Sikoa who moves and hits a Samoan drop on Zayn. Sikoa hits a top rope splash and covers Zayn who kicks out. Sikoa goes for a Samoan spike but gets rolled up for a 2 count. Zayn hits an exploder suplex in the corner and goes for a lubricant but runs into a super kick. Zayn connects with a lubricant and then connects with another and covers Sikoa to get the win. So winner and new United States champion Sami Zayn. Zayn celebrates in the ring and that's how the show ends and stuff. So yeah, good show tonight and stuff, and I enjoyed it. Very fire words with Logan Paul and John Cena and stuff, and then after that was Sami Zayn and Sikoa with the United States Championship belt, and man, finally Sami Zayn got something and stuff, and I'm happy he won finally. But I mean, I know it was taped during the afternoon and stuff, and which was today, way earlier today and stuff. So then they released it earlier tonight and stuff. So yeah, I know it was taped, but whatever, I don't care. But anyways, it was a good show, and I'm happy Sami Zayn won the United States Championship belt. All that stuff. So yeah, very good. Anyways, that was his first video. Hope you like it. Not whatever else. So like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a comment. If you guys want to leave a comment down, carry guys, and that was it. I'll see you guys Sunday in the afternoon or something for after Clash in Paris and stuff. All right, laters.